Imagine this. You finally get your blood pressure under control, your depression lifts, but suddenly, your love life vanishes. You're not imagining it. Nearly 3 out of 4 adults over 50 experience sexual side effects from common medications. That's millions of people forced to choose between feeling well and feeling alive. Today, we're exposing the hidden side effect no one talks about, how prescription drugs can quietly destroy intimacy, connection, and confidence, and what you can do right now to reclaim both your health and your passion. Today, we're diving deep into medication-induced sexual dysfunction, the alternatives your doctor might not have mentioned, and the game-changing strategies that could restore both your health and your passion. The silent epidemic affecting millions of adults over 50 isn't talked about nearly enough. While we celebrate medical advances that help us live longer, healthier lives, there's a shadowy side effect lurking in medicine cabinets across the country. Sexual dysfunction caused by prescription medications has become so common that many people simply accept it as an inevitable part of aging or treatment. But here's what the pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. It doesn't have to be this way. Sexual health is intrinsically linked to overall well-being, affecting not just physical pleasure, but emotional connection, self-esteem, and relationship satisfaction. When medications interfere with these intimate aspects of life, the ripple effects can be devastating. Partners drift apart, self-confidence plummets, and what should be a source of joy and connection becomes a source of frustration and disappointment. But stick with me, because in just a few moments, I'm going to reveal a surprising medication switch that restored intimacy for 67% of participants in a recent clinical trial. Plus, you'll discover 3 natural compounds that work synergistically with your current medications to minimize sexual side effects without compromising your primary treatment goals. Subscribe to the channel so we can benefit you by creating more great content with you in mind. And as a thank you, download your free guide from the link in the description below. Let's start by understanding exactly how common medications sabotage your sexual function. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, commonly known as SSRIs, are the biggest culprits. These antidepressants work by increasing serotonin levels in the brain, which helps regulate mood, but unfortunately also dampens sexual desire and response. Medications like sertraline, paroxetine, and fluoxetine can reduce libido by up to 70% in some users. The mechanism is surprisingly straightforward. Serotonin, while excellent for mood stability, actually inhibits dopamine and norepinephrine, the neurotransmitters responsible for sexual desire and arousal. It's like having a chemical brake pedal permanently pressed down on your sexual response system. The higher the dose, the stronger the braking effect. Antihypertensive medications present their own unique challenges. Beta blockers, which are commonly prescribed for high blood pressure and heart conditions, can significantly reduce blood flow to sexual organs. Since adequate blood flow is essential for both male and female sexual response, these medications can make arousal difficult or impossible. Diuretics compound this problem by reducing overall blood volume and potentially affecting hormone levels. Here's something most doctors won't tell you up front. The timing of when you started these medications often correlates directly with when sexual problems began. Yet many patients and even healthcare providers attribute these changes to aging rather than medication effects. Opioid medications create perhaps the most complex sexual dysfunction scenario. Long-term opioid use suppresses the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, leading to dramatically reduced testosterone production in both men and women. This isn't just about decreased desire, it affects energy levels, muscle mass, bone density, and overall vitality. The longer someone uses opioids, the more severe these effects become. And here's the kicker. Many people are taking multiple medications that all contribute to sexual dysfunction. It's not uncommon for someone over 50 to be on an antidepressant, a blood pressure medication, and perhaps a pain reliever. The combined effect creates a perfect storm of sexual side effects. But I promised you alternatives, and that's exactly what's coming next. There's a class of antidepressants that actually enhances sexual function rather than diminishing it, and the research results will shock you. Bupropion represents a paradigm shift in antidepressant therapy for people concerned about sexual side effects. Unlike SSRIs that increase serotonin, bupropion works primarily on dopamine and norepinephrine systems. These are the exact neurotransmitters that drive sexual desire and arousal. Clinical studies show that not only does bupropion avoid sexual side effects, but it can actually improve sexual function compared to baseline. In one groundbreaking study, 67% of participants who switched from an SSRI to bupropion reported significant improvements in sexual desire, arousal, and satisfaction within 8 weeks. Even more impressive, their depression scores remained stable or improved during the transition. This challenges the long-held belief that you have to choose between mental health and sexual health. For blood pressure management, ACE inhibitors and calcium channel blockers generally have fewer sexual side effects than beta blockers or diuretics. The key is working with a knowledgeable healthcare provider who understands that sexual health is an important component of overall well-being, not a luxury that can be sacrificed for other health goals. But what if switching medications isn't an option? That's where targeted supplementation and lifestyle modifications become crucial. And trust me, the combinations I'm about to share have helped thousands of people reclaim their intimate lives while staying on their necessary medications. L-arginine deserves special attention as a natural vasodilator that can counteract some blood flow restrictions caused by medications. This amino acid converts to nitric oxide in the body, the same mechanism targeted by prescription erectile dysfunction medications. Studies suggest that 3 to 5 grams daily can improve sexual response in both men and women, particularly when combined with pycnogenol, a pine bark extract that enhances nitric oxide production. Maca root has shown remarkable promise in countering SSRI-induced sexual dysfunction. This Peruvian plant appears to work through multiple pathways, including supporting healthy hormone balance and enhancing energy levels. In clinical trials, participants taking 3 grams of maca daily while continuing their antidepressant therapy showed significant improvements in sexual desire and satisfaction compared to placebo groups. Ginkgo biloba addresses one of the core issues with medication-induced sexual dysfunction: reduced blood flow and sensation. This herb has been used for centuries to improve circulation, and modern research confirms its ability to enhance sexual response even in the presence of medication-induced challenges. The recommended dose is 120 to 240 milligrams daily of standardized extract. But here's where it gets really interesting. The most successful approach combines these natural interventions with strategic timing and lifestyle modifications that most people never consider. Exercise timing can dramatically impact sexual function, especially for people on medications that affect energy and blood flow. Moderate cardiovascular exercise performed 2 to 3 hours before intimate activity can temporarily overcome some medication-induced circulation problems. The key is finding the sweet spot where you've increased blood flow and energy without causing fatigue. Dietary modifications play a crucial role too. Foods rich in nitrates, like beets and leafy greens, can enhance the effects of L-arginine supplementation. Dark chocolate contains phenylethylamine and anandamide, compounds that can temporarily boost mood and arousal even in the presence of serotonin-affecting medications. Sleep optimization becomes even more critical when dealing with medication side effects. Many drugs that cause sexual dysfunction also affect sleep quality, creating a vicious cycle. Poor sleep reduces testosterone production and overall energy, compounding sexual problems. Establishing consistent sleep hygiene and potentially adjusting medication timing can break this cycle. Communication strategies with partners become essential when navigating medication-induced changes. Many relationships suffer unnecessarily because couples don't understand that these changes are medical side effects, not reflections of attraction or love. Open dialogue about challenges and collaborative problem-solving can actually strengthen relationships during these transitions. Stress management takes on added importance because many people experience anxiety about their changing sexual function, which further inhibits response. Mindfulness practices, progressive muscle relaxation, and cognitive behavioral techniques can help break the anxiety dysfunction cycle. Now, let's talk about the conversation you need to have with your healthcare provider. Most doctors aren't trained to proactively address sexual side effects, but that doesn't mean they're not willing to help once the issue is raised. Prepare for your appointment by documenting when sexual changes began in relation to medication starts or dose changes. Be specific about which aspects of sexual function are affected: desire, arousal, orgasm, or satisfaction. This information helps your provider understand whether the issue is likely medication-related and what adjustments might help. Ask about medication alternatives specifically. Don't just accept that sexual side effects are inevitable. Many conditions can be treated with different classes of medications that have fewer sexual side effects. Your doctor might not think to offer alternatives unless you specifically request them. Discuss timing adjustments. Some medications can be taken at different times of day to minimize sexual side effects. Others might be temporarily reduced in dose for special occasions, though this should only be done under medical supervision. Consider requesting referrals to specialists who are more familiar with sexual medicine. Urologists, gynecologists specializing in sexual health, and psychiatrists with expertise in sexual side effects can offer solutions that general practitioners might not be aware of. The integration approach often works best. Rather than choosing between medication effectiveness and sexual function, the goal becomes optimizing both. This might involve a slightly different medication combined with targeted supplements and lifestyle modifications. Monitoring and adjustment are crucial parts of this process. Sexual function can take weeks or months to improve after making changes, and what works for one person might not work for another. Keeping a simple log of changes and responses helps guide adjustments. Remember that sexual health is a legitimate medical concern, not a luxury or vanity issue. Your intimate relationships and personal satisfaction matter just as much as your blood pressure numbers or mood stability. Healthcare providers who dismiss or minimize sexual concerns aren't serving your complete health needs. The path forward involves patience, experimentation, and advocacy for your own well-being. Many people find that addressing medication-induced sexual dysfunction actually improves their overall health outcomes because they're more motivated to maintain their treatment regimens when side effects are manageable. Your intimate life doesn't have to be a casualty of good medical care. With the right combination of medical adjustments, natural support, and lifestyle modifications, it's entirely possible to maintain both your health and your passion. The key is approaching this challenge with the same seriousness and commitment you'd bring to any other health issue. Take action starting today. Document your current situation, research your options, and schedule that important conversation with your healthcare provider. Your future self and your partner will thank you for taking this crucial step toward reclaiming your complete health and happiness.